Yeah, fuck that intro right off the bat.
Oh, I
Welcome back
love
to
that.
welcome back to RDG Radio. Today we are gonna look at some game news from Sony and Xbox. We're gonna look at some upcoming games for this month and gonna do a little blast from the past. Coming right up on RDG Radio. Yeah, and that's why I don't like going live here.
Yeah,
Just screwed it right up.
technical difficulties right off the
Right off
bat.
the bat.
You gotta love it.
But as always, joining us to my left is Ryan Outlaw. How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Yep.
Pretty good.
Just fuck that up right up.
Oh, you're good, dude. This is RDG Radio. My name is Trevor, known as Designed. We're Redesigned Gaming. How's your week been, dude?
Oh, not too bad.
Haven't done too much since haven't really played too much since the last probably mute that there.
Yeah, I have actually been playing a couple of different games this week. I've been playing chess.
Playing chess.
Yep. I figure it gets pretty tough against the AI. It always whoops my ass, not gonna lie. I pretty much suck at chess.
Yeah, I haven't played chess in a long time, man. Probably last time sat down and played with Ed.
Yeah.
That was years ago.
Pushing pawns.
Yeah.
I just do that, just pawns.
I've been playing some Metal Gear Solid 5. Don't know why, man. Seen that remake trailer for, I don't know exactly why they did it, just for the anniversary of the game, but Metal Gear Solid, and wanted to get back into some Metal Gear. Playing some Red Dead Redemption 1. Gonna start that playthrough. Talked about it in the pre-show show.
The pre-show show.
But yeah, I'm gonna be starting that playthrough. Gonna try to finish the game before the 26th, the release of RDR2. Definitely gonna be doing some of that.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that.
Oh yeah.
Playing through some of that game. All the talk we've been doing about it, all the videos we've seen, and what they did with it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
I was watching how they basically, each individual section of Rockstar, they threw a little bit of the games they've worked on in the past in there. Max Payne, Bully,
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, the different Grand Theft Auto series, different things from them. L.A. Noire.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for that game, but
I just got Bully. I just downloaded that one. I haven't played it yet. But
you've never played that?
No. I read up a little bit on it though before I got it, and it just sounded real interesting. Like a bully simulator.
Oh yeah, for
Right.
sure.
It definitely gonna be fun to play that. I
like how the Mountain Dew shows up on here.
Yeah. Product placement. That's
Yep.
just so we don't get sued. We have invisible drinks.
Best way to do it.
Brought to you in part by Predator.
Anyways, man, I don't know if you want to hop right in. You got anything else you want to?
I know we got a little bit of news coming up later on. I want to talk about that Final Fantasy VII remake and a little bit what's going on with that. Things I didn't know about it until reading up a little bit more. Talking about some older games like Metal Gear Solid and Legend of Dragoon here later on. That will be fun.
We could do a whole show, I think, on just Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, we really could. That game series has been out since the late 80s.
Yeah.
Starting with Super Nintendo or regular Nintendo,
Yeah.
of those two. All the way up until right now, PS4, Xbox One. Metal Gear 5, the storyline for that is pretty awesome. I tried playing it recently actually because it was a free download for the Xbox One. So I started playing that a little bit and realized, holy fuck, I really suck at stealth games now.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know that game. I don't know what you think of the fifth one, but that's got to be my favorite Metal Gear, just because I like open world.
Yeah.
I like being able to do what you want when you want. Um, since this is our first time live, I want to ask anybody who's watching if the audio and everything sounds good. Usually that's stuff I do in post when it's done before I put it up.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing it live. Hi, world. Hi.
World.
Hi.
I'm just gonna right into the industry news, man. Battlefield 5 was delayed. Anybody following that game, they definitely have seen that. But Electronic Arts and DICE have announced that they're delaying the launch of Battlefield 5 by a month, pushing the original October 19th release back to November 20th. They say that it's gonna be so they can add some fixes from the beta that they're gonna pushed out on September 6th.
Yeah, it's better they do that now, because you know, once they come out with it, if they were just to push it on the original release date, and push it, I like it when they delay something, only because that means they're trying to make it better for when it comes out. They just shouldn't tell any release date period until it just comes out.
Until it's ready, yeah.
It should just be like, coming out this week is this game.
Yeah.
You know, they should just do it a week in advance. You know, hype it up a little bit. Still let people pre-order it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like if you know it's going to be out within this certain time frame,
yeah,
then allow pre-orders.
Because it kind of pisses a lot of gamers off when they're like, oh, this game's going to come out at this time, and it doesn't come out, or they push it, then people, you know, they get frustrated with that because they really look forward to it coming out on that day.
Yeah, I mean, back to Red Dead 2, man. They announced that like 2 years ago. I think it was the beginning of 2017. They announced the release for fall of 2017. Now it's fall of 2018. So, but Battlefield pushing their release back, it means that they're not going to be directly competing with the two heavy hitters this fall, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which that launched yesterday, and obviously Red Dead 2 on the 26th.
I'm not a big Black Ops fan.
No, I'm kind of interested in this one, not for the story or the classic multiplayer, but they added a Blackout, which is their version of Battle Royale, kind of based off of what you would do in PUBG.
Huh. See, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. The storyline is pretty much what I'd be interested in. All that online shooter shit, that first-person shooter. I don't know. I got kind of bored with that fast-paced shit pretty quick.
Yeah,
it's just run, shoot, die, or and die.
I think the maps are gonna be smaller than PUBG, but so it's gonna be a little faster paced.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of games going for this battle royale. It's kind of been talked about for Red Dead 2 for online.
It's been overplayed, I think, that battle royale stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, PUBG, and there's countless knockoffs on the Android and online for download.
Yeah.
We tried playing that one. I can't remember what it's called. I got it on the laptop. Rules of Survival, I think it was called.
Oh yeah, it looked identical to PUBG, except
it was
dumbed down graphics.
Yeah. That one was kind of fun though. I played that one a little bit, but in all reality, just coming out with, they're kind of just overdoing that one, that battle royale shit.
Yeah.
Because we played PUBG for months, over 250 hours.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got bored of it. You know, some people are still playing the shit out of it, honestly.
I was bored of it before the new maps came out.
Yeah, me too.
I never even wanted to revisit it to check out the new maps.
Yeah, I haven't done that either. Well, I did play that desert map once, and I fucking hated it.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it. I was like, fuck, I want to get dropped back in Pachinki or at the school.
Sorry to interrupt, but that truck sounded like a fucking jet engine taking off.
Yeah. Main road.
But yeah, that was my favorite part, landing down at the school, screwing around there.
Oh man, we dropped at the school so many times. We have so much video of us dropping at the school.
The school, yeah. Gun Media. This is a little bit older news, but Gun Media abandoned all their future Friday the 13th, the game, updates.
Weren't they getting sued?
They are getting sued.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Founder and president Wes Keltner put up a post on the Friday the 13th the game forums confirming that all future DLC plans for the game have been stopped. Currently, a legal dispute between the writer and director of the original Friday the 13th film is preventing Gun Media from releasing any new content for the game, and so the development team was forced to make a tough decision of just abandoning the game.
It's because they were making a shit ton of money off that Friday the 13th shit. And that movie writer got pissed. I mean, because that game has a ton of downloads. I mean, I honestly haven't played it. Like, I talked about getting it for a while.
Isn't that like that game that you were playing?
Oh, Dead by Daylight. That game was... Oh, I love that game. I got pretty good at it, not gonna lie. I'd play it now, honestly, but I haven't had the connection.
Right.
But that game completely is one of my favorites, top 5 at least, and it's not anything to do with the story because they don't even tell you that much about the story.
Right.
They just tell you that all the survivors and killers been sucked into that one realm ruled by an entity, and you know that's pretty much the whole story right there.
I played it a little bit, but wasn't. I don't know, man. I wasn't drawn into it like you were.
Yeah, it's for them. You know, the fans of the old slasher flicks, you know, all those 80s horror games or movies. I mean, look, I got Freddy and Jason on my shirt.
Which I'm surprised. Oh, no, never mind. The green is gone.
But, yeah, that game is just good. I liked it all the way around. It was just a lot different than the fast. I mean, it could be fast-paced if you're playing a killer that don't mess around, but it definitely jumped me a few times. And that's a thing that a lot of video games don't do to a lot of people nowadays, is give them that jump scare. And that one definitely did it for me a few times. Just turn around and Michael Myers is standing right there behind you.
Right.
Fuck!
We're having some problems with the connection, apparently. Just gonna shut off some things. Usually, where I stream is in another office. Everything's hardwired, but we had no plans of actually live streaming, so nothing's hardwired on this end of the house. Some more news. PlayStation 5 has been confirmed. They're not calling it PlayStation 5 though, but Sony's confirmed that it's working on the PlayStation 5, but they haven't confirmed that they're calling it that. In an interview with Sony president Kenichiro, oh man, I screwed that name up, I'm sure, Yoshida had said that at this point, what I can say is it's necessary to have next generation hardware. He didn't give any more details or information about the new system, and he never referred to it as the PlayStation 5. This suggests that it could undergo profound alteration and have a new name entirely. The top gamings like Sony have been rumored to be working on streaming services that could just replace systems altogether.
Yeah.
It's also rumored that Sony's been working on its own tablet, where the real work of running the game would take place on their servers in a cloud, and the players would just simply be controlling and remotely watching.
Oh shit. Crazy. The future of gaming.
Yeah, this was also laid out by Microsoft, announcing its xCloud project, which we'll talk about in a minute here, but...
Not to feel old-fashioned, but...
I want the console.
I like my console, and honestly, I've even been unsatisfied with newer consoles, really. I think the games from the past, that's why I look forward to all these remakes and remasters, is because it's better games. There were better games back growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really the PS2, regular Xbox era that had the best of the best, I think.
Right.
All the games, there was a kind of a balance between story and graphic. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of games now are just more on graphics, or the games are super long. You know, you got to spend 150, 200 hours to beat a game. Like,
If I'm gonna spend $60 on a game, though, like
yeah.
I want it to be a long game, something that's drawn out.
Well, I mean, they were still even 50, $60 back in the
Oh yeah.
day. I remember growing up, we spent over $50 on Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 disc. And that was for PlayStation 1. Like,
I
games have
remember
always
that.
really been expensive.
I remember when that was hard to find too. It was
Yeah.
hard to find even when it first came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. I don't know. My dad was always looking forward to that release because I played the crap out of the demo. I had this stupid little demo disc.
Yeah, me too.
I can't even remember where I got it from. But the game was in Japanese.
Yeah, it came in some magazine or something.
Yes, it was something like
Yeah.
that. And the game was all in Japanese. It was all voiced over in Japanese. So when I first got the game, I thought it was just going to be all Japanese with English subtitle, but I didn't care because that first 10 minutes I played on the demo was awesome.
Right.
And I don't know, that's probably one of the best games that PlayStation 1 came out with. They had a lot of good games, though. That's when Resident Evil 1 came out, and Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, like all the good games really came out back then, or started back then.
I was just pausing there for a second, trying to read the comments since I shut the phone off.
Oh, yeah, I just read that. Yeah, we'll be talking about that later, about the Final Fantasy being split up. I'll have the article and site where I had got my information from too, because it was one of the recent news that had come out. It was like top of the news list.
Yeah, Xbox announced its Project X Cloud game streaming. Microsoft announced that they've been working on this new project backed by the power of its cloud technologies. Details of the project are pretty limited, but we know how the Netflix style cloud services, what they can offer. So Phil Spencer, Xbox head and Microsoft CEO, wrapped up its E3 2018 showcase with teasers of products to come and a quick mention of the next generation of Xbox consoles and its plan to debut console quality game streaming in the years ahead. Now it's October, and Microsoft formally unveiled Project X Cloud while giving us a brief overview of it. It's been going on for some time now, with its original prototypes dating back to 2013. Holy crap. This is just not streaming. We are losing.
That's because this watch.
Is that connected to?
Yeah, it's trying to do update.
Shit.
Download.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. I will definitely pull up the recorded version of this and put it up on Facebook here, as well as the Redesigned Gaming channel on YouTube. That should not have any problems recording. Anyways, Microsoft reduced their latency to just 45 seconds. Demonstration saw Halo 4 running on the Windows Phone and PC, with the Xbox 360 game running solely in the cloud. It was ran on a Lumia 520 handset to showcase its flexibility for low-end hardware, and they've got several instances of low latency broadcasting for games. Most familiar is the ability to stream from an Xbox One to your Windows 10 PC.
Yeah.
Over, a local network, and their recent investment of Mixer, which is very low latency. Like when I stream on Twitch or something, or even on here, we get a pretty big delay in what we're seeing.
Yeah.
but on Mixer it's pretty much instant.
Yeah.
They discussed several major Xbox One games heading to the Project X Cloud: Forza Horizon 4, Halo 5 Guardians, Gears of War 4, Sea of Thieves, and Cuphead. They've already been streamed live via their new technology, and titles like Rockstar Games' Red Dead Redemption 2 have also been named to be expected on the service. However, they haven't mentioned any release dates for their service, but public trials are expected. They plan to offer public trials in 2019.
These are just gonna have a big boost in people doing streams and recordings. There's gonna be a lot of squeakers.
Yeah.
So many squeakers.
I'm gonna shut this down.
I remember we were a part of Squeaker Killers on GTA 5.
Yeah, that was fun.
Dude, I would just hunt down any kid I heard talking on the mic.
Now it's everywhere as you go.
Oh, I know. I'm too scared to even play GTA 5. I bet you going on there, it's all like 9, 10-year-olds.
Oh, yeah. And then if you say something insulting to them.
Oh, man. I know. I hate that. I hate that whole policy that Xbox has now.
Oh, yeah.
I got banned the first week for like a month.
And the thing is, like, if somebody sends you a message that's bannable, if you respond to it, you're liable to be banned.
I had it happen. I had somebody send me a ignorant message, so I told him what for.
Yeah.
And bam, I got a notice like 20 minutes later. I got comms banned for like 30 days. I couldn't message anybody.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk to anybody.
Which sucks, man, because you put so much money into their services. To finish up the game news this month's games with gold for Xbox are Overcooked. Never heard of it. Don't plan on playing it.
Nope.
That is on Xbox One, available October 1st to 31st. Victor Vran. Also, never heard of it. Don't plan on playing it. On Xbox One, available the 16th of October to November 15th. Xbox 360 games are Stuntman Ignition, available October 1st to the 15th, and Hitman Blood Money, available the 16th of October to the 31st on the 360. I'm interested in that one.
That Overcooked game is a cooking simulation game.
Not ever gonna play it?
No, but I know a couple people that will.
Me too. They're sitting,
right there in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know for sure Naomi will play that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Taylor would too.
Yeah. And what was that other one?
Which one? The other one I said I wouldn't play?
Yeah,
Victor
Van. I bet you that's like some friggin'... No, not what I was thinking. No, you might play that actually.
What is it?
It's a role-playing game.
Just because it's role-playing doesn't mean I'll play it.
Well, he's wearing Red Dead clothes. Not even kidding. Look at that.
He looks like a vampire killer of some sort.
Yeah. So, hey, that might not be too bad.
Might give it a shot.
It's on Steam. It's published on Steam.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I just jumped right to never heard of it. Not going to play it.
Well, that's usually how I am, too. It's like, because I've got series in my head that I really like, So when I hear about those games coming out, I'm like, fucking right.
Yeah.
It's an action RPG, I guess. Just skimming over it.
Might give it a whirl.
It probably sucks, but we'll see. I'll download it for shits and giggles.
On to upcoming games of 2018, man. I was reading a little bit about Forza Horizon 4. Forza 3, Horizon 3, I played it a little bit. I liked how it was open roam kind of racing. You didn't have to race this track. We used to line up just on a road somewheres and just drag race.
Yeah.
It was fun.
See, I got one of those Forza games. They're all right. What I've been dying to see is like a hardcore just drag racing game.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that TV show, Street Outlaws.
Yeah.
And I think if they adapted a game like that, to a street race, you have to have your car tuned right. You have to have thank you. You have to have tire pressure the right. You got to actually learn about your car and
Right.
learn about how to make it faster and try and out drag race other people. I think that would make one hell of a game.
Yeah, I think so. Trying to think. There's Forza 6, not Horizon, just Forza 6. There's a lot of drag racing in there. You got to build your car and shit.
Yeah, I think those type of games are real hard to find, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. Taking, you get a newspaper or something like that, and you buy a used car, and you just start putting, you got a certain amount of money, you put parts in it, and then you street race people for more money.
Right.
And you just work your way up the ranks until you end up reaching, Street Kings or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool to have it set up like that. We actually have a section of the show here at the end where I want to talk about like what we want to see with upcoming video games, or if
just
somebody
ideas.
Forza though, it launched on October 2nd. Forza Horizon 4 on the Xbox One, Windows 10, and it's been quite a success. I haven't played it yet. Hadn't really planned on playing it because it wasn't. I wasn't really a huge fan of Horizon 3, but it was one of my favorite racing platforms. But in the first week of release, there's over 4.6 million hours of gameplay watched across Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of
playing
racers. There's a lot of people that like those racing games.
Oh yeah,
It's like sports games.
Yeah. More than 822 million miles in-game driven.
That's a lot of miles.
More than 4.1 million properties purchased. 74 million cars purchased and owned.
Yeah. See, those racing games are all right, but I think a game like GTA 5 did it right. Where they had the street racing and
if you wanted to race, you could race. If you
skydive, like that game just really, it was a lot of fun.
They're good at changing the way things are done in games.
See, I'd play it if we had a private room with just friends.
Yeah.
Playing in there. Just shooting the shit, shooting each other. Like,
shoot us comments. If you would be interested in playing, we'll set up a private lobby and
we can even record it. Just shits and giggles.
It would be on the Xbox One. I mod the hell out of the computer version so I don't connect it to the internet.
Yeah.
But in Forza 4, players can buy houses in game, which unlock new items, cars, and gameplay perks. It also features a dynamic weather system, which includes changing seasons. The environment changes based on the season. For example, lakes freeze over in the winter, which gives players the ability to travel and explore regions of the world that they couldn't see during the other seasons.
No shit.
And this is shared. The seasons are shared among the server, so every player sees the same thing.
That's pretty cool. That's gonna be actually cool to check out, probably.
Yeah. There's also racing games though that I want to see. I can't wait for November 20th on the PS4 and Xbox One. It's already on Steam, but Wreckfest is coming.
You have a video on there from a beta?
No, it was just the release on the PC. I did a stream on. I couldn't think of anything special to do for 4th of July, so I did a 4th of July Demolition Derby banger racing stream.
Yeah, and you can check that out at our YouTube channel.
Yeah, Redesign Gaming on YouTube. Has super good physics, crash physics, realistic damage. If you're a fan of banger racing and Demolition Derby style stuff, then this game's for you. I have a lot of hours in the game, and like you mentioned, we got some footage from 4th of July on PC.
Yeah.
On the Redesign Gaming YouTube channel.
Gotta like that old banger racing.
Yes. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We talked about it a little bit, but I read some reviews. Did not plan on playing the game. Now I plan on playing the game.
Now I plan on playing the game.
Yeah.
I like a lot of them. I think what's gonna
Damn
be
it.
good about this one is it's not like the first couple. You know, it was kind of like the same gameplay over and over again. They just changed a little bit of stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, it got boring, even just running around and killing
The
groups of
story,
soldiers.
the story always kind of changed, but the lore of the game was always there, like the Animus thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I like the third one the best. When
yeah.
you played that pirate.
That that's what to me is making this game worth visiting. Um, a lot of sea battles and stuff takes place in ancient Greece.
Yeah.
What did I write down about it? The Guardian is the article I read, so here's what they had to say about it. Ancient Greece is the perfect setting for an Assassin's Creed game. You clamber up temples and historic sites, push through bustling marketplaces, cling to sun-bleached stone cliffs, gallop on a horse through autumnal forests. Exploration mode, the recommended way to play as you figure out where to go from clues picked up through conversation and observed in your surroundings, encouraging you to pay attention to the dynamic Greece that Ubisoft has created. Decisions play a prominent role, and optional romance has been introduced for the first time. Don't care about that. But Cassandra.
Oh yeah, you know all those young players are gonna be like, oh dang, we could bang women now. We can have a girlfriend because we can't have one in real life.
Yeah. See, that's one thing that at first made me want to step away from playing the game at all, because they followed the politically correct thing, and instead of just adding a character who you're playing as, they gave you an option to be a male or a female. So it changes, you know.
Hey, dude, I always, not gonna lie, I always play the girl character.
Well,
or,
yeah.
Or whenever, I think the only game I didn't do that with was Mass Effect. But every other game I've ever played, if I have the option to play the girl character, I always do. And
Right,
I explained it in front of Naomi too. I was like, it's because, dude, if you're gonna stare at somebody in third person right behind them, it better be a chick. You know, I don't want to
Yeah.
be staring at the back end of a dude throughout my whole gameplay.
Well, see, I don't mind the fact that they did that, except for that I believe it was because everybody is sore about, oh,
The
you're
52
sexist, you
genders
don't
type
like,
thing.
yeah. Imagine that game, picking through those characters.
Yeah.
Holy,
Could you
don't want to get into that on this channel.
Yeah. Wait for the whole backfire comments on that subject. Just skip that one entirely. just skip that
I had to
one.
back away for a second, take a drink, because
Yeah.
you just almost got me started on something that will get me in trouble, probably.
Yeah. We can't get into that one.
So we'll move on
Well,
to Call of Duty,
Call of Duty.
which was released yesterday, the 12th of October. Their game modes are the traditional story campaign, multiplayer, these Nazi zombies, and now Activision's version of Battle Royale. It's not a game that I would play, though.
Yeah.
I might check out the Battle Royale at one point. But as far as the online death matches and stuff, not interested in playing that.
Yeah, I used to be. I think the death matches, again, GTA 5, is where I had the most fun for death matches. I don't get me wrong, I don't mind the first person shooter ones, but they seem to be a lot more fast paced in that. What's up, Chiefo?
Go ahead and check that comment out. I skipped it, or I didn't skip it, but I just now reading it because we were having problems with the stream, so I shut down everything else that was connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. People are saying that the survivors are overpowered, but the killers aren't. Yeah, I did see a little bit of that new killer, and yeah, she definitely is overpowered like crazy. And I think that if the survivors, work together, it is a lot harder for the killer, but you've seen it. This is talking back to my friend Caitlin, who we played Dead by Daylight together.
Did we?
Um,
Did
no,
I play?
no. This was after you had
After.
played. This was when I got real hardcore into it, and then played like
When I started hating it.
yeah, I played it a shit ton. But you've seen it, Kate, when I played the killer. And I've always kept people from escaping, and it's because you got to have strategy when you're the killer. You can't just go in there just running around like a madman. You actually have to have kind of a strategy when you go in there. And I would just let you guys get all these other generators, but I would always guard just 3 generators that were close together, so there was no possible way that you would be able to get one of those done. And I'd always kill you guys off one by one. I mean, it was kind of a longer strategy and drew the game out longer, but I always ended up killing you guys because that one fact, like, you gotta have strategy as a killer. You can't just go running around like a fucking idiot.
Right.
You know, you gotta actually have kind of a game plan. Because going in as a survivor, we always had game plans too, to not get seen, and it always worked out, usually. I mean, when we had Junior with us, we always used him as the bait. He always got killed first. Yeah, poor Junior.
I haven't played anything with him in a long time. I see he's still playing Xbox though.
Yeah, he's had a kid and gone off and done his own thing. You know, happens.
Like we all do.
Yeah, happens to everyone. But yeah, Dead by Daylight though, I think the killer and survivor balance is pretty right on right now. You just gotta have a plan on, when you go in there, you can't just wing it. It never worked for me. You always had to. It depend on what killer you were playing, what tactics you had to use as a survivor. I mean, when you're playing the killer, you don't have to worry so much about different tactics, because yeah, each survivor kind of has their own perks, but your general thing is just keeping the generators from being active or keeping them from escaping. When you're playing against a killer as a survivor, you always have to try and figure out who the killer is, and then you have to adapt to each one of them killers. I mean, there's some killers that whoop my ass, like no matter who plays them. There's just certain killers that I haven't adapted to their style, like the clown, for instance. I mean, if he sees me at all, I'm toast. Because he throws a bottle that slows you down and you can't run. Like, my best asset in Dead by Daylight is being able to draw the killer out and just get him to chase me for a long period of time and have them not be able to catch me.
Right.
But that doesn't work with him, so I haven't adapted to that. The doctor's the same way. He kicks my ass every time.
The new killer's perks can have you can have you've been exposed for about 60 seconds, then another one.
I was looking into that, and she, like I said, she's crazy overpowered. Being able to see your aura for that period of time, just screw that.
Right.
I mean, your best way of escaping and as a survivor is not being able to be seen by the killer.
I think the only time I really enjoyed playing that game, well, we did a stream one time when you were that fucking chainsaw crazy fucker.
Yeah, Leatherface.
And then when we met that one person who invited us to a party with her.
Yeah.
And just
she played the pig.
Yeah, but just let us do what we had to do to level up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, you enjoyed that. Yeah. Playing the killer was a lot of fun, but I get a lot of kicks out of playing the survivor. I don't know how many times I got someone to chase me in that game as the killer, and I just drop pallets on them or I flash them with a flashlight. Like, I've had people rage and just send me like long messages about how pissed off they are about
how you cheated for doing what the game allows you to do.
Yeah, how I was cheating. But
oh man, that's why I don't like some multiplayer games.
Well, there were so many complaints about people pallet hopping and just hopping through the same window to avoid the killer. So now the programmers had come up with ways to avoid people from abusing certain obstacles. So now you can only hop through the window like 3 times, and then the entity prevents you from hopping through it again, so you have to run somewhere else.
No shit.
So, I mean, they've done a lot to really help the killer in that game. And I've played killer numerous times, and if I just use strategy and, you gotta predict where they're gonna run. Like, playing as a survivor, you always kind of have in your head, oh, I'm gonna jump through this window, and then I'm gonna book it left, and then turn around real quick and go right.
Right.
You gotta kind of just predict what they're gonna do when you're chasing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know they're gonna hop through the window. You gotta just try and guess. Hey, they're probably gonna run right because there's a wall right to their left. So you just run right and just avoid running to the window altogether.
Yeah.
So it's just all knowing what you're doing as the killer. If you're not good at it, don't play it. Don't play as the killer. If you can't fucking catch anyone or kill anyone and you keep losing, then obviously it's not for you.
Right.
Play the survivor. You don't have killer instinct. You got coward instinct. Play the survivor.
Yeah. I hear you. Moving on, man. Obviously, I've got to do this.
Yes, sir.
It's the only game I can think about.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
it comes out, and then
Yeah.
there's just gonna, all of a sudden, work's gonna think that you contracted like a deadly virus.
I already took days off.
Yeah.
Gonna call in dead the week
You're
after.
gonna call in dead the week after. I took my 1 week vacation for this.
Yeah. I don't get vacation there, so I gotta. Yeah. Anyways, we've got less than 2 weeks for the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 on October 26th.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm gonna come over here and watch you play it.
I'll be streaming it, man.
Yeah,
Gonna be streaming from 25th, right after midnight on the 26th. Gonna be streaming on 3 platforms. Just that way it's there. And who knows how long I'll be streaming it till I pass out with the controller in my hand.
Just the character's just gonna stop moving altogether. You're gonna hear.
Yeah. Something that I've been trying to decide on. I put a poll up on Facebook. Usually I have a webcam when I'm streaming. Obviously I'm gonna do commentary, but I feel like the game deserves to not have anything on the screen. I'm not gonna have my overlays. And I can't really decide on whether or not to have the face cam, but
I think the face cam's good for when we're playing together as a group. But I think the face cam by itself, I watch more videos when people aren't that don't have a face cam, and I enjoy those videos a lot more because I don't care about sitting there and staring at the person talking about it. I want to see the gameplay.
Right. Just a little side note here. Caitlin said, "Oh God, Ryan is terrifying playing Leatherface." Yes, he fucking is. Yep.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't get like emotional and shit during streams, but I was fucking like a little kid. A scared little kid.
Yeah.
Through that whole stream.
Yeah, it's because I've learned how to fuck with people with that.
Oh, and you were fucking with me.
Yeah, I fuck with everyone.
I think we had Derek playing. Red.
Yeah.
Was Red playing?
Yeah, we have that whole video up on YouTube also. You guys told me not to use Maury's, but I used Maury's. I do that to everyone. They're like, don't use Maury's. I promise.
Yeah. Fuck it.
You fucking killed me, you asshole. Yeah, I love that. Love that game.
I know we covered a lot of Red Dead, though, the last podcast, last week. But Friday, we got a lot of new screenshots this week. And on Friday, Rockstar gave us some information about the firearms that are in the game.
Yeah, you were showing me that earlier, the realism on the sounds of the guns.
Oh, they sound nice, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring anything up on screen this time, mainly because I was preparing for live stream and forgot to download the pictures. But,
no, that's all set. Our previous video, we did show a lot of...
we got the second trailer that ran and some screenshots. And
yeah. The game's going to be wicked fun.
Oh, yeah. There's also a lot of other channels you can check out. Like, I've been watching Red Bandit. Go check his channel out on YouTube, and he shows all the screenshots, all the features.
I'm just telling you now, I'm gonna kill a whole town
just to see how it works.
Just to see what the hell happens. Like, I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna fucking kill everyone.
I want to know if I can shoot somebody's arm off and let him live.
Let him live.
And see if I can come back and find the armless guy.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of stuff I'm gonna try with that game.
We were talking about playing like a good versus evil. Like,
yeah. I don't think you're gonna be able to do it.
No. Somebody's gonna say
it's too
something.
tempting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy's gonna be like, "Hey, fuck you," and
Somebody's
you're gonna be
look
like,
at my
"Bam!"
horse wrong.
Yeah, fuck you, sir.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna hurt my horse.
No,
I might slap somebody's dog.
I'm gonna wear
But-
somebody else's horse though.
Yes.
Whoever makes me the maddest in that game, just fuck it.
Just-
I'm killing your horse.
I wonder if you can. I know you can kill their dogs, and you get in trouble for killing dogs.
Yeah.
But I wonder if you can make a hat.
Don't you originally in the first one because you just killed a dog in that other
Yeah,
game?
the
I
day
was
when
on.
you-
It was like $600.
Oh, that was a huge bounty, man.
Yeah, they wanted to fuck you up.
Yeah. Well, I think it was really low bounty for killing the dog, but then the sheriff that started shooting at me got shot.
Yeah.
And then everybody got shot.
Yep.
But they respawn in that game, and I don't think they will in the second one.
I like that zombie game for that one. Like, I really enjoyed it. There's only like one or two things I didn't like about it. You know, like
Yeah.
when I'd tie somebody up and throw them at a horde of zombies,
The
the
zombies
zombies
would
would
still
still
come to you.
chase me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like
That pissed me
either.
off. But I did like dragging people behind a horse for a long period of time.
And depending on if I can finish up Red Dead 1 before Friday, I'm going, or Thursday, I guess, I'll end up streaming the, what's it called? Red Dead
Red Dead
Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare. Yeah.
After you beat that game, you get to ride around as a zombie.
Yeah, Marston is a
Marston.
zombie.
Yeah, you get to ride around as a zombie.
Yeah. In the updates put on Rockstar's website yesterday, they confirmed that there's over 50 usable weapons, with customization on all the weapons, multiple ammo types that affect damage, range, and accuracy.
Nice.
And they tell us that the more the gun is used, the better it will perform, but if it is used too much and not properly maintained, it'll begin to degrade.
Yeah.
The weapons in the game will need to be oiled and cleaned properly in order to keep the weapons in good working order.
Man, the
That's
online for
badass.
that is gonna be so fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got to learn how to just not binge play that. Like, it's gonna be so hard not to fucking just
Well,
sit down and play that for hours.
you did say that your job might, like,
Yeah.
winter's here, so might get laid off. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask to be laid off. No,
Oh man.
no, I'm not gonna do that. But
Oh man, only if I could. We gotta make this stuff pay.
oh yeah, I would love to sit here with you guys every day, if I could. Then we could play the games to review the games instead of reading other people's reviews.
Yeah.
But
Be
at
able
this
to do
point,
more
it's-
streams.
At this point, it's not feasible for us to do that.
No, time is money.
But Red Dead 2, you will get a lot of footage of that. I pre-ordered the game 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Probably going on 4 months now. But customization's a big thing. You can add useful upgrades like scopes, sights, barrels, grips. And we can also add visual upgrades like wood types, different wood types, metals, varnishes, engravings. And Rockstar said that we could choose the inlay metal and color for the engravings.
That's gonna be cool. I'm gonna have mine look plain as fuck. Like, it's just gonna be like,
yeah.
your gun isn't very special. It don't need to be. Not to
No.
blow your head off.
No, there's explosive ammo.
See, there. That's talking my language.
Just thought about that when you said something about.
I'm gonna
Plus,
shoot.
I read it.
I'm gonna shoot people's horses.
Yeah, blow their.
Yeah,
blow
just
theirs.
kill their horses. They fall on the ground. Now what?
Do we have on the online version? Do we have horse insurance?
I don't know. Do you get? You know what? Come to think of it, we're gonna get in trouble for killing other people's horses, just like blowing up other people's cars in GTA 5.
Yeah.
They'll have like a fucking jail. They'll end up in jail for killing other people's
I
horses.
know on the leaked map there's an island prison.
Yeah.
So I want to see how that.
It'd be cool if they had a prison life for when you're in like a jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all the bad players end up in this jail where you get shanked.
I know it appears in the storyline that when you get arrested, you do go to a jail cell.
Yeah. You gotta wait for
Which you either get released or it turns into a breakout mission if your gang
Yeah.
feels like breaking you out.
which my gang probably won't. They're gonna hate
They're
my
gonna
guts.
hate you.
Yeah. Just saying.
You're not gonna feed them. You're not gonna bring them food or
No, fuck no.
yeah.
No.
You're not gonna give them money.
No. I'm gonna be like, work for it. I'm the number 2 in this gang. You should be bringing me food and money.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna gamble, so use their money to gamble. They're gonna hate me too.
Yeah.
Specific weapons and weapon types were mentioned by Rockstar, including a double action revolver, which is nice because I know they have single actions in there, which are slower shooting.
Yeah.
Sawed-off shotguns, varmint rifle, which appears to be like a 22 rifle that you can shoot small game with.
No shit.
The Springfield rifle, the bolt action rifle, the carbine repeater, cattleman revolver.
The repeater's nice.
Yeah. The pump action shotgun, and a sniper rifle. Different ammo types like split point, high velocity, and explosive rounds
Nice.
can all alter the effect of the weapon's shot. Some weapons were given a situation in which, excuse me, when they were under their screenshots, the weapons were given situations in which they were particularly useful, like the double action revolver being good to shoot while riding a horse, or the varmint rifle. Fuck, I'm having a hard time talking.
It's that
I'm getting excited.
dry air.
Yes.
I'm getting excited.
The varmint rifle naturally being good for killing small game, doing minimal damage to the quality of its meat and skin. Usefully, scopes can be fitted to all types of rifles, letting players switch between scoped and regular aiming at any time. If you are watching on YouTube, not gonna happen. I put in my notes, just started reading it, that I was gonna be showing the screenshots. Not happening.
Not happening.
This week the trophy and achievements list was shown by someone currently somehow playing the fucking game on PS4.
Ow.
Don't know. Probably
Some fucking developer's kid or something.
Yeah, probably.
He wanted it now. Now, god damn it, now.
I mean, the screenshots were legit, but the kid also said that the game was only 50 something gigs, but Rockstar said it's 105 gigs.
Yeah.
So
Probably after the online content gets added to it.
Yeah, or maybe it's because where you seen that it was 105 gigs was on the PS4 Pro. So their assets are bigger because it's more 4K oriented.
Yeah. You need big assets.
Yeah.
That makes things better.
But I don't want to get into the achievements because I don't want to spoil the game. I read them, unfortunately. Ruined.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now
you know how the missions are gonna end.
No, not all the missions. But
No,
a couple of them.
A couple of them, yeah.
The most I'm gonna say though about the achievements is that we're gonna be expecting at least 70 story missions.
All right.
Which I think is the longest. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 was 69 or 68 story missions.
Yeah, they had to top it just by one.
Yeah.
I did like the ending of that game though.
Yeah, I did.
The good ending when you all work together with the other two.
Yeah, I don't think I ever killed off the other ones.
No, I watched a video online, but I always had the ending where 3 of them just throw that guy in the trunk, just throw him into the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, dude. This been
Spoilers alert.
2013 ish.
Yeah. Shit, I remember that me and you both almost died and well, not almost died, but almost went blind.
Yeah, and
had to miss work.
6 months, like 13 hours, 14 hours a day.
I just thought it was unique how we had 2 completely different medical conditions that were causing us to go blind.
In the same eye.
In the same eye.
Yeah.
And we just ended up getting a couple months off of work due to each condition, which is crazy.
And we had both just gotten into GTA Online.
Yeah. Which was crazy. It's weird how that worked out.
I hope it doesn't work that way when Red Dead 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Because I hate...
It'll be cancer this time.
No. That's not good to say, man.
I got mouth cancer. Can't work. Goddamn chew.
Hitman 2. Just gonna move on to the next game because I could talk about Red Dead forever.
I'm looking forward to the Hitman game though.
Me too.
It's a perfect balance of stealth. You can either run through just shooting the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
Or, well, I mean sometimes in some missions, or you can just, sneak and do everything. That's the one thing about contracts that was real good. If you played a mission in that game and you completed it without being seen, there'd be a newspaper article at the end of every mission, and it would explain, you know,
Right.
if there were any witnesses and that this crime happened. And it worked out real good how many bodies they found, where they found the bodies, you know.
No shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
I'm gonna have to sit and play that, I guess.
that's something I wish they would have
Fuck.
adapted into the newer ones, because for real, like, and it was funny, like, they'd have a sketch artist, you know, drawing if you had, like, a shit ton of witnesses.
Right.
You know, sometimes it wouldn't look like you know, because you were wearing a disguise or whatever, but I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. I played that game a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
It was a lot of fun.
I think when I was waiting for Hitman last year's version to be released, I bought the whole series of them on Steam.
Yep.
Never played them. Never downloaded
Blood
them.
Money and Contracts are awesome. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. Like,
Yeah,
the
I'll
story,
check them out.
the story's good and the gameplay's good. I mean, I spent hours just messing around with the non-player
Right.
characters.
I wasn't gonna talk too much about Hitman 2 because it's another Hitman game. If it's anything like their last one, as long as it's not episodic or however you say that.
Yeah, I didn't like the whole episode, which is unfortunately the direction a lot of these games are going.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
We
even
talk
trying to
about
do
that
it
a
with
lot.
they're trying to do it with Final Fantasy. I guess that's going to be 3 games coming
Yeah.
out just to do Final Fantasy 7.
Right.
So,
That's what I was gonna play Hitman, the first one, just to play in it a little bit more, try to revisit it. I said last week I wasn't going to, but as I'm thinking about playing it, I realized I need room on my Xbox for RDR2.
Gotta get an external hard drive. Just dedicate it for games.
It's right there.
Well, there.
Hitman, though, released on November 13th, and IO Interactive released a trailer for Ghost Mode. So they've always had kind of a multiplayer thing where you could create a contract.
Yeah.
Other people could do the contract.
Yeah, that's how Absolution was.
But with this, it brings a competitive multiplayer to the series for the first time. It's 1v1 online. Puts you against an opponent to see who can eliminate their target as quickly and cleanly as possible.
That's going to be cool.
The goal is to earn 5 points before the other player. Points are earned by killing the target and hiding the body without it being found right off. And you won't be able to hurt the other player, but you can still see a ghost of them. And you can still throw stuff to cause a distraction that will draw attention to that person.
To that other person.
Yeah.
It's going to be a spy versus spy.
Yeah.
That's cool. Damn. All these games I'm going to have to try.
Oh, yeah, man.
This shit gets expensive.
It is, but I want to do a review on that game.
Yeah, that one's going to be good. And that Resident Evil 2 game that's coming out is going to be great.
Oh, yeah. That brings us into our upcoming releases and remakes of 2019-ish and mostly 2019, but sometimes later.
They're gonna
this year.
That Resident Evil 2 remake, I'm definitely really looking forward to. That's gonna be one I'm gonna sit down and put some time into. Just the changes they've made are for the better. I mean, the graphics are way better. The cutscenes are gonna be a lot better. There's more story to it. In the original ones, they didn't have a lot of cutscenes. There wasn't too much in terms of the story. You were just a lot of puzzle, running from room to room, killing zombies. Now it's going to be a little bit more suspenseful. Rooms in the original that you'd walk into and there'd be 5, 6, 7 zombies. There's not going to be 5, 6, 7 zombies.
Right. That's the devs are saying that it's not technically a remake. It's more of a reboot.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot better. Claire's clothes are different. She's not so cartoonish. It's just going to be all around a lot better. I've seen some of the cutscenes and some of the gameplay. It's just going to be incredible. You can't get into a certain area until you get given a knife. Then you can cut open a box.
Right.
You know, where the liquor was in the first playthrough in the original, the liquor's not there. The body that's there, his head isn't twisted off, but there's a huge gash in the face, and his face is falling apart, and it's just real gruesome looking. It's going to be a lot more suspenseful and a lot more survival horror. The good thing about these older games is you didn't have a lot of ammo.
Right.
I mean, in the newer Resident Evils, you can get stocked up on 300, 400, 500 rounds for any particular gun and just point and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. and there was tons of enemies. That's not what Resident Evil was about at first. It was less enemies, less
Right.
bullets.
It was more of a jump scary type of.
Right. You
Yeah.
get scared to go in a room because you only had 15 bullets, and
Right.
there's like 10 zombies there, and each one takes 3-4 bullets,
Yeah.
It's a lot scarier. You have to run more than fight.
Right.
And that's
Right.
what makes a game scary for those survival horror is when you actually have to run instead of fight because you don't have the ability to fight.
Right.
So I like games like that.
I'm interested in giving it a try. January 25th, I believe.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's gonna be available, I believe, pre-order.
You can pre-order it now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's definitely one I'm gonna be looking forward to. I'm gonna play it. I played the remastered first one, which they didn't do as much with
Right.
as they did with the whole reboot of the second one. The first one was just a remaster. They redid voiceovers. The story and gameplay was pretty much the same.
Right.
The graphics were just better. They still had the cinematic camera angle, which they changed for the second one, which I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
That cinematic view is alright, but I prefer to be third person right behind the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm hoping that for the Spyro Reignited trilogy on the 13th of November. I'm hoping that they didn't change any of the story.
I don't think they did.
Or I just want like the graphics overhaul and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I want it too.
Yeah.
The original Spyros were perfect. The graphics overhaul would just make it better.
Yeah. Spyro the Dragon, the first one. That's the only one I've ever played.
I played and beat that one. I played the other two. The story's just a little bit different. The first one, it's about getting dragon eggs and releasing dragons.
I just whacked my head.
The second one, I can't remember what you were trying to get. I mean, it was always just a goal of collecting items and releasing dragons or breaking things.
Still gonna play it.
Collecting crystals, The game was a lot of fun.
That's something I want to get Emmy into playing.
Yeah, same thing. Riley will end up playing it.
Yeah.
She loves those type of games, and she loves dragons, and he's purple, so she's gonna love him right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was one of the kind of a platformer type game, but
he was raised by dragonflies.
Yeah. Dude, it's been so long.
He thought his dragonfly friend that followed him around was his brother.
First one was released in 1998.
Yeah.
So it's been 20 years since I've played Spyro.
Yeah. They redid Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Yeah, actually this talks about that a little bit too.
Yeah. I
I
haven't played it yet, but I've been playing the older ones.
Yeah.
I just like playing them older ones. I don't know what it is. Like, I like my emulators. I like playing the older games.
I seen that they had it. Usually it was on PlayStation only, but I went to Walmart or something and seen Crash on the Xbox. Kind of had to hide it from Taylor a little bit because I told her that it was only on PlayStation. I didn't know it was
she'll
on
play
Xbox.
the shit out of that.
She loves Crash. Yeah.
The graphics overhaul is worth it too. And that Final Fantasy remake, they've had some problems lately.
That's over 20 years old too.
Yeah, it is. 1998, 1999, great years for games.
Yeah.
It was like the muscle car era for video games, like that perfect year.
Good stories kept you drawn in.
Well, they were outsourced at first to CyberConnect 2, like we were talking about in our pre-show, and it had to return back to Square Enix because they were completely unsatisfied with the project. They scrapped the 2 years worth of work, unfortunately, and I don't know if they started over, complete, or used anything that CyberConnect to whatever they were using. I don't know if they adapted any of the same ideas or completely scrapped it, but I know it is set to release sometime this year. They haven't come out with a definite date. I know their Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to come out first,
right?
Which is I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I mean, I thought it was kind of kiddish when it first come out back in like 2007 or whatever it was. You know, I was
Kingdom
like, oh, I'll
Hearts?
never play that game. You know,
Right.
I was like, you run around with fucking Donald and Goofy and shit. Like that's fucking
Oh
retarded.
yeah, that's right. I did read something about that yesterday.
Yeah.
I
They're
didn't pay
supposed to be
attention.
remaking that.
No shit.
They're supposed to be remaking the first one, I guess. That's on the list of remakes.
That's probably where I seen it then, trying to find
Yeah.
some information here.
I don't know anything about what's going to be on the third one. I just know it's coming out, and I love the first two. The
Right.
second one was my favorite. It was more like a Final Fantasy game
Yeah.
tied in with the Disney universe. It crossed over with Pirates of the Caribbean in the second one.
No shit.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Like I actually really enjoyed those games. It's kind of one of my secret you know likes.
I'll have
Yeah.
to. I don't know, man. Like Final Fantasy isn't something that
Yeah.
I was ever interested in, but when this comes out, it will probably be when I check out. I'll check it out.
I think you'll end up liking them. Honestly, you know, they got good stories, and yeah, it isn't one of those games where you can just run through it. Like you actually
Right.
have to take into consideration the enemy type. You know.
Well, that's something that's changed over the years with me is types of games I like to play.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm not a fast-paced. I like taking
Yeah.
my time in games.
Yeah, and that's how it is for me now too. You know, minus Dead by Daylight. Every other game I like playing, I like being able to have a good storyline, build up my character, you know, build up their level,
Right.
and that's pretty much how the Final Fantasy games are. You know, you have to go on quests and level yourself up and actually pay attention. There's a lot of side quests in those games if you know you talk to the right people.
Yeah. But
It's like Fable kind of.
I was just gonna say something about Fable and that we need a remastered
First
version
one.
of the first one.
The first one was epic.
Oh yeah.
Or at least come out with one that you know goes back to that storytelling, because the first
Yeah.
Fable I played for, well, I had the remastered one or the extended version,
Yeah.
because I didn't know that it had just ended right where it did in the original one. Like I had the extended version
Right.
that went until you fought that guy as the dragon.
Yeah.
But I loved that game. The story in that game was awesome. The side quests, just I enjoyed that game a lot.
Oh yeah. I played the hell out of that. I have the remastered version for the 360.
Yep.
I played Fable 2 a little bit. Didn't care for it too
Yeah.
much.
The third one was kind of the
I liked the third one myself.
The first time I played it, I fucked everything up. But the second time I played through, I knew exactly how I was gonna play it. Like my townspeople kind of hated me,
Right.
but in the end, I saved all their fucking lives with
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had a ton of money at the end of the second playthrough. First playthrough, my gold room, nothing.
I remember the second or third time I played through it. I think it was probably the third time. I just had villages full of my kids.
I owned every piece of property in that
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
Like every piece of property I owned, and I set higher. Like they hated paying rent to me. Like the rent was real high everywhere, but I had that whole year, and I ended up with a ton of money at the end of it. So I had enough money to where I didn't have that. I used money to beat it.
I remember the second one. I just I set all my rents and stuff. Bought a couple properties or stores. Set the prices and rent, and then you shut the Xbox off. You
Set the time
set the
ahead.
time way ahead, and then you're just loaded when you come back in.
Yeah. In Metal Gear Solid 3, you could use that same tactic to beat a boss.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
when you fought that sniper,
You would just die.
if you shut your PlayStation 2 off and set the time ahead 2 or 3 weeks, and then you go back, you'd have a cutscene that he died of old age.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah.
I love that whole trick with games. That was awesome.
Did you ever find anything out about Gears 5? I know that's what they're gonna call it now, Gears 5.
Yeah, they decided to change the name to just Gears because that's how most people refer to it anyway. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, you play Gears 3, you know.
Yeah.
They cut off the of war
Yeah.
a long time ago, so they just decided to fuck it, you know, we'll just call it Gears 5. But yeah, I know the storyline technical difficulties.
Bang bang.
Bang bang.
Sorry
I know
about your
that
ears.
it takes place following a girl named Kate Diaz.
Oh,
She's
so they did that too.
Yeah, she's an outsider. She wasn't a part of the COG. Like she didn't. Well, she was a part of the COG, but she didn't have the same equipment that they were running on. She was used to using older equipment. I know
Right.
it's gonna bring back um the characters from the fourth one. I don't know exactly how they're gonna tie in. I just know that it's gonna be focusing on. I guess she has this Kate girl is of Locust descent. I don't know whether that means she's related to Locusts or her
Right.
family had something to do with the Locusts or anything like that. The gameplay is going to be just like all the other
All the other
Gears,
ones.
you know, cover system, guns, all that stuff. It will be a lot of the same gameplay as like the fourth one.
I don't know why, man. I think I played the first one and never got into it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, they haven't talked too much about
Did you
it
mention
just
a
yet.
release date?
Let's see. I know it's going to be next year, 2019 is when it's going to come out. They don't say exactly when it's going to be. It just says release 2019.
All right.
It will be the 6th installment of the Gears of War storyline.
All right.
Once they have more out on it, I'll be able to speak more about it. They're pretty hush hush usually on the Gears of War games.
Yeah.
And
Seems to be I don't know. It's the best way I think they can do it, man. Just keep it quiet.
third one was my favorite. It had such a sad story. It wasn't that long of a storyline. I think I beat it in a day.
Right.
But the multiplayer on that was so much fun. I'd stick enemies with grenades. They'd blow up body parts everywhere. It was real violent. Chainsaw guns. I'd just listen to death metal and play death matches on that. Just die, motherfucker, die. Yeah.
To finish up the remakes, got GoldenEye, man, 007.
Yeah.
It's been 21 years since it was released on the 64. And it's receiving a makeover in the Unreal Engine 4. And it apparently looks good.
Yeah.
A video shown earlier showcasing a game titled GoldenEye 25, referencing the 25th anniversary of the game in 2022, when the game is expected to be ready. Got a good look of the facility room level.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time reading.
Yeah, I know that level. It's the second level of the facility.
Yeah.
That was where a lot of people did a lot of death matches. It had that crawl space, the air space you could crawl through, the air ducts, and we would fight over that. We'd figure out how to glitch it out up in there from the urinal stall, or just hop in there, and we just fight each other in the.
See, I think I watched it getting played more than I played it, but I've played the game a little bit.
Holy fuck, I played it a shit ton growing up.
Never played multiplayer stuff though.
Oh, I did.
We
played 4-player on that all the time. It was just massacre. People would get so pissed off. It's the grandfather of deathmatch game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the most memorable one on multiplayer deathmatch. Right.
Yeah.
So that's really the grandfather of all these deathmatch games. All this Black Ops, Call of Duty, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
It keeps its first-person perspective, except it has the graphics overhaul.
Yeah, which will be good.
But it could be short-lived because it's not an official Nintendo game, so if the gaming giant really wanted to, it could crush the game before we ever get to see it.
Yeah, and that will probably happen.
Yeah, and speaking of that old game, but we go to Blast from the Past, man.
Yeah. We're always talking about older games and remakes on this show.
Yeah, I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain. So I don't know, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the 98 release on the PlayStation of Metal Gear Solid.
the original one is still my favorite one.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like I like the remake for the GameCube a little better, but the storyline's pretty much the same. It's just the same.
Right.
They just changed up.
It was a little graphics overhaul too on it, wasn't it?
It was a graphics overhaul, and some of the cutscenes were done a little bit better. You know,
Right.
like the fight scenes were extended. Like in the '98 version, after you beat Ocelot, the cyborg would just cut off his hand and he'd run out of the room.
Yeah.
And then the cyborg would run out. Well, in the overhaul on the GameCube, the scene was drawn out. You know, he got into a fight with Snake afterward, where he throws big boulder at Snake. He dodges, shoots at the ninja a little bit. They fight back and forth a little bit, and then he starts going crazy and running out of the room.
Oh shit.
So they changed it up a little bit. The scenes are just changed a little, but David Hayter paid to have these people come back and revoice over the whole games. He had all the original voice actors come in,
Yeah.
and reprise their role.
Right.
Yeah, and it was all re-recorded. And the only thing that really stunk about the newer one was in the original, the Naomi in that game, she sounded more upbeat.
Right.
And in the remake, it just sounded like she was just pissed off sitting there just reading it. You know,
oh, no shit.
Like fuck, I'm doing this just for the money. Like I fucking hate this game.
Yeah, that sucks when you can tell that a voice actor is doing that.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy, I guess, or the way it sounded anyway. She was just like, "Fuck, dude, like, this is like a Saturday or Sunday morning."
See, that game was good because there's a lot of gameplay, a good story, balanced between gameplay and cutscene. Then it seems like the further they went with the series, it became more cutscene than gameplay until you get to the 5th one, which is, if you want to hear the story, you basically have to listen to the cassettes that you find.
The Metal Gear Solid 4, like, they had cutscenes in that game that were like
45
2 fucking hours. Like, it was 2 hours of cutscenes. Like, no joke. I sat there before work one day and I was like, fuck it, I got an hour and a half to play before work.
Yeah.
Literally, I started a cutscene, and by the time the cutscene ended, I was fucking hopping in my car to go to work.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, you don't got to tell that much story. I mean, that kind of killed that one.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. I think there was, like, triple the fucking cutscenes.
And then there's no cutscenes in the fucking 5th one, really. I mean, they got cutscenes, but it's, like,
very
short, rare. Like, they don't know how to... Konami, find a fucking balance. Yeah. Like, find a balance. Like, I'm talking to you right now. Like, find a balance on your cutscenes. Like, they don't have to be fucking an hour and a half long, but they don't either have to be like 30 seconds long and hardly explain nothing.
Right.
I
think that was
your cutscenes are good. Just figure out how to make it like 5 minutes or something.
That was part of Kojima's writing, I think.
Yeah, it was a huge story.
Like I like how in the 5th one he was like, they didn't want his name anywheres on it, so after every single mission you do, it just written by Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I did enjoy the 5th one. I only got as far as getting that Whisper chick.
Quiet,
yeah. What do I think Whisper? Where do I get that from?
I don't know. She doesn't whisper. She never talks.
No, I got that from another game. But, yeah, that Quiet girl. I got her. I got her on base, and I think I just got her to join my team. And that's where I stopped playing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even that far into it.
She's like always in a cell under... in the basement-ish area.
Yeah, that's where she was.
Unless you take her out on a mission.
Yeah.
And the more you gain her trust, the more she helps you out, like give you more ammo or supplies during a mission.
Yeah. I think, I can't remember how it ended with her. I can't remember if they killed her off or they send her on her way or she just disappears one day. I think that's what it is.
I think if you get your trust meter thing up far enough for her, then eventually Big Boss just lets her go.
Yeah.
She leaves. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
She was a good character anyway.
And I don't think he wanted her to be a prisoner.
No.
But she was like deadly as fuck, man. Quick.
Yeah. Well, that whole story just got way out of whack after a while. Like everything they've done with that series, like I was happy after the 3rd one. They could have just ended it at Snake Eater, and I would have been happy.
They really fucked up with that Survive. That was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play the beta of that?
Yeah, I did.
Stupid.
It was intense.
I wanted to buy it. Oh, it's another Metal Gear. Stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd probably play it. Did it have a story mode? No, it was just that all online shit. Survival type shit.
I think it was more, just survival of waves of fucking weird shit. That.
I can't remember. I remember it being kind of stupid. Yeah. I was kind of disappointed. But they made the trailer look so good.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
But
so you wanted to talk about Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, that's an RPG that kind of flew under the radar a lot on the PS1. A lot of people hadn't really heard of it. Anyone I talked to really hasn't heard of it.
Right.
But it had a great storyline. It was 4-disc game, so it had a really long story. But the way that you level up in that game was great. You weren't lazy in terms of the battle system. You know, you actually had to press buttons when you were doing the attacks to do stronger attacks. If you didn't hit the buttons right, you know, your attack would be crap.
Right.
You're focused on a main character named Dart, and he comes back to his hometown. It's been burned down. His childhood friend's been taken to a prison. You basically find out that you're destined to be a Dragoon warrior, which fought in a huge war against these beings called Winglies, and it's basically just a really big storyline to just get out and real quick.
What system does this go back on?
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
They haven't done any remake. They haven't talked about anything on it in a long period of time. It's just, in my heart, one of the best RPGs that I ever played. The storyline was just real rememberable, real great.
Right.
There was a lot you could do in that game. Games were just a lot. It came out in '98, if I'm not mistaken. So another good game from 20 years ago.
Right.
It'd be one just to look at in terms of a remake.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sounds like something I would check out.
I'll have to show you a little bit of it sometime. I mean, it's just one of those games that you just better play on just the phone, you know. I got that PS1 emulator. Yeah. So I just play it on my phone, you know, because it's equivalent to what the graphics would be on there anyway.
Right.
Just a good game, good storyline. The battle system, like I said, was real good. There's dragons. Everyone loves dragons.
Yeah.
So, the missions on there are good side quests. I just 110% would put that in my top 10 favorite games.
Yeah.
And just because of how beautiful the story was. There was no voiceovers or anything like that. No real awesome cutscenes. It just was all story. And it was good. It was a lot of reading.
Yeah. Yeah, my top 10 favorite games keeps changing like every day.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard with how many games are out there. There's thousands and thousands of games for all these systems.
And then doing this, you know, it's constantly looking into games and playing new games. Not new games, but we're not quite doing that yet.
Yeah.
But so man, what do you want to see in terms of features, story maybe, or along those lines in a game? If a game, I don't know, if you were to hire a fucking developer of your choosing, what kind of game would you want to see?
Oh, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of good games out there, past, present, and all that, but I still haven't really seen a good drag racing street game.
Yeah, that's right. You were talking about
you know, which is more realistic to what happens in real life than anything. You know, how many times as a teenager have you rolled up next to someone and just rev your engine and be like, fuck, want to race?
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles, you know. Like, it's just something that's been around for a long period of time. You know, if anyone talks about street racing, it's always drag racing like that. It's not like some Tokyo Drift type shit.
Yeah, because we're not in fucking Tokyo.
Right. I think it'd be more of a realistic game if you buy a car from a newspaper, like I was saying.
Yeah.
You know, and then you buy parts, and you race on the weekends. You know what I mean? It would be set up throughout the week. You work on your car.
All right, I got a game for you then. Not well, I guess it is kind of. You can drag race. My summer car, man. You literally have a garage full of just parts, and you put your car together, every single fucking engine part.
Yeah.
You do the timing, all this shit. And then you got a magazine you order upgrades from.
See, that'd be too much.
Right.
Like in terms of ordering, like it would just be like order a bigger motor, and then you gotta have the differential and everything to go with it.
Yeah.
You don't have to physically put the parts on, but
I'll have to show you that, dude. Like that's gotta be one of my favorite games.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I mean, you go to work throughout the week.
Yeah.
Or whenever you want, because you need money to buy the upgrades.
Yeah.
And then you sign up for races on the weekends, on Saturdays.
Yeah. Yeah, I think an all-out drag racing game where, you actually have to put, oh, well, what tire pressure am I going to put in my tire because it's on this type of road?
Right.
You get 3 passes on the road during the week to, test pass your car, and then your race day comes up at the end of the week,
Yeah.
Or you can just go out during the week and find one person to race. You got to worry about damage in your car, if you don't shift right, you blow your motor,
Right.
Or if you put too big of a differential in, you blow parts up, real realistic, if you put too big a shot of nitrous in, you blow your motor.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be I'd love to see a game like that.
Yeah, it's just something that hasn't been done before, and I think that would bring a real awesome racing game to the table.
Right.
For, people that want realism, because Need for Speed, stuff like that. I like those games, don't get me wrong, but it's based, you're not going to be driving around the streets of,
Right.
Los Angeles or whatever, going 110 miles an hour everywhere and not get arrested.
Unless you're in GTA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm looking for more of a realism type, real life, average Joe type game. You buy a car.
Almost a drag racing simulator.
Yeah, almost.
Something I could hook my fucking wheel up to,
Yeah.
my shifter.
Yeah, you'd have to shift right. If you don't shift right, you fuck your car all up.
Yeah.
Each car will be different. They can
Yeah.
put the realism and stuff into that.
They could. I just don't know if they think. I don't know if they believe that there's a market for it. But
Yeah,
I know
don't
that
know.
there's
I'd play
gotta
it.
be. Oh yeah, I would too.
I think a lot of gearheads would end up. It'd be like a drag racing simulator. Somebody that
Yeah.
can't go out and spend $75,000, $100,000.
And then like
on
10
a
grand
car.
to fucking rebuild. And
Yeah,
shit.
you know what I mean. Like, you can't afford that shit as a real life person.
No.
But a lot of people want to sit there and drag race.
Yeah.
I would sit there. I'd play the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
I can't afford a 1968, Dodge
No.
or Chevy, and just
Right.
sit there and race it down the street.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to play a game that allows that.
Yeah.
That's realistic.
So I'm thinking about what I want to see in a game. And it's already happening on the 26th.
You can't just stop thinking about that shit.
No.
Yeah.
Not until it's out. Not until I get to play it. Try to break the fucking game.
Yeah.
Red Dead 2, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have a virus that's gonna last like 6 months.
Yeah.
It's called Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. See, the problem is they created. I love simulation games.
Yeah.
Love role-playing games. Love Rockstar games.
Yeah.
And they put it all in one, man.
Yeah. It's just a snowball of happiness right there.
Oh yeah, the biggest world they've created. The most detailed world they've created. The most realistic world they've created.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is just a Rockstar addict's just dream coming true right here.
Yeah. So that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see the release day come tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I won't be seeing you for a few weeks. Just.
Well, we'll have to be. You could show up.
Yeah.
Whether I acknowledge that you're here or not. I'm just kidding.
We're gonna have to do some video on it anyway.
Well, yeah, because it'll come out after midnight Thursday night, so Friday morning. I'm gonna be recording and streaming all night.
Yeah.
And then the following day we have this, so definitely gonna show shit off during this.
Yeah, for sure. That worked out perfectly.
Yes, it did. And so if there's anything you guys want to see, or hear about in particular, let us know in the comments, either here on Facebook or when we get uploaded on. Hey, look at my pen; it disappears. Anyways,
Squirrel.
yeah. So anyways, yeah, if there's anything you want to see when we get uploaded on YouTube, leave something in the comments there that you want to see, hear about, right here on Facebook. Trying to think. Stay tuned to twitch.tv/redesigngaming for, well, obviously the 26th of October's release of RDR2. I am Trevor.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are Redesign Gaming. We will see you next week.
Thank you for joining.